Welcome back, fellow animators. Today we are going to take your animation skills to the next level. You will learn how to squash and stretch your dotbot like a master animation chef. That's right, I said squash and stretch. Now, you may be wondering how we will do that with our paper dotbot. Well, today I will show you how to use Play-Doh instead of paper to mold your dotbot into a squash and a stretch position. An object that squashes or flattens horizontally can be animated due to gravity or momentum. On the other hand, a prop or character that recoils from a squash position can be animated by forming the opposite shape. People squash as they walk when their feet hit the ground. Mosquitoes squash on windows, and frogs squash on the ground between bounces. So squash is everywhere. Squash is one of the basic skills in animation. Now let's watch a short clip from our friends, the animation chefs, to help you understand squash a little more.
This pumpkin squashes when it jumps. And you'll notice a lot of superheroes squash before they fly.
Before we begin, practitioners, please locate the Play-Doh and googly eyes in your kitted container, along with the number 7 squash recipe card. For each student, you will pass out 1 Play-Doh container, 2 googly eyes, and their Ziploc bag with their name on it, and the squash recipe card number 7. Go ahead and press pause on this video so you can hand these materials out to each student. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with our squash recipe. Remember to use your Play-Doh dotbot this time. And keep in mind, you don't have to mold your dotbot into the exact size on the recipe card. Just try your best to make it fit in the different positions. As always, let's make sure our frame rate speed is set at 15 before we begin. So I'm going to click the gear right here and check to see that mine's set at 15, which it is. And then I'm going to click done. We're all set there. So now let's start by placing the dotbot in the first circle, the same way we did in the previous recipes. And we're going to take 15 pictures. So go ahead and put your dotbot in shape number 1. And let's get those 15 pictures. Remember, just gently tap on your device. There we go. I've got my 15. Then squash out the dotbot into the number 2 position and just take 1 picture. So I've squashed out my dotbot just a little bit. And we're going to place him in number 2 and take 1 picture. Actually, I want to move him up just a little bit. There we go. Okay, now you're going to do the same thing with number 3. So stretch him out just a little bit more and place him in that shape 3, just like this, and take 1 picture. Okay, but for number 4, we're going to take 5 pictures. So stretch him out first, and then make sure you get 5 pictures this time. To finish this recipe, go in the opposite direction, repeating the process from 4 to 1, taking only 1 picture in each position. So for shape 3, take 1 picture. So we're going to go back to the size for number 3. Well, actually, let me stretch him out because number 3 was a little bit longer. Okay. So number 3, you want to get 1 picture. And then we're going to take 1 picture on number 2 again. So we're just going backwards. And you'll see why in a minute. So go ahead and get 1 picture. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and play the animation as a loop. So cool, right? Like squash, stretch is a basic vocabulary word in animation. Stretch usually means to make a long, vertical version of your character before or after it squashes. It can show how a prop or a character recoils from forming the opposite shape. In physics, every action must have an equal and opposite reaction. Squash and stretch help our viewers understand and see the effects of gravity and speed. We create the illusion of gravity by having our characters contact the ground or lift something heavy or light. This requires the illusion of squashing or stretching. This secret little motion will be applied many times in our animations. Understanding this basic concept will be one of the main reasons your characters and animations will seem real to your audience.
You'll see stretch in later lessons like this one. Remember the pumpkin? Look at that stretch. In our ninja movie, we stretched a human.
Are you ready to stretch? Let's start. Practitioners, please pass out the stretch recipe card number 8. Go ahead and press pause on this video if needed. Okay, students, with your recipe card in front of you and Play-Doh DotBot, let's begin with step 1. As always, we are going to start by placing DotBot on shape number 1. So go ahead and place your DotBot right here. And let's take those 15 pictures. Okay, then we're going to stretch out our DotBot, shape number 2, and take 1 picture. So you're going to go ahead and stretch him out just a little bit longer, and fit him right there in that shape, and take 1 picture. I'm actually going to move mine up so he's in the frame a little bit more. There we go. And same thing for number 3. I'm just going to stretch out my DotBot a little bit longer so that he can fit the shape for 3. And take 1 picture. Okay, now for step 4, just like we did before, you're going to take 5 pictures. So this one you're going to make your DotBot really long and really thin. Just like that. And if you have to move the eyes, that's okay. Okay, we're going to take 5 pictures of him in shape 4. Okay, now remember, we're going to go backwards, okay? And we're going to go back to number 3 and take 1 picture. So make sure you mold your DotBot into the shape for number 3. And take just 1 picture. Then we're going to scrunch him down just a little bit more for shape 2. Just like that. And take another picture. Okay, now let's see how this looks. All right, awesome job. Now it's time to create your own story using these 2 techniques, squash and stretch. I'll show you my animation for a little inspiration. It's kind of like Humpty Dumpty. It's called DotBot Takes a Big Fall. All right, animators, that's all for today's lesson. Remember, creating high-quality animation sequences takes time and practice. I hope you've enjoyed learning these techniques. Bye for now.